Oh, there she is. That's it.
Right, so this one here
that's
is Flora. And which one's your cousin?
There, Mary.
In the front. Mm-hmm. Right. Is she older or younger than you?
7 months between us. She was older than me by 7 months, so we ended up in the same year at school, you see.
Ah, right.
So her name was Mary Kiddie, and she was probably the one who knew Evelyn Soutar longer than either Flora or me.
Ah, right.
She was the one who, in primary school, was in the same class as Evelyn.
Right. Well, what school is this?
That's Perth Academy, first year Perth Academy.
Ah.
That's Mary Barclay, and that's Wilkie. I just think of nicknames.
Yeah.
And that's Evelyn Soutar. The tallest one. That's easy to remember. So she was a bit older. She would be. Now, what did I did a wee bit thought about this. I think Evelyn would be a good 2 years older than I was because of her history. Now, I don't know the circumstances. My cousin had a story, but I'm not dealing with that because I never knew the accuracy of what she said. But Evelyn's parents died. They were in Australia. Mm-hmm. And I think she was 6 when I think they were relatives of Mrs. Soutar, of Willie's mother. I think that was it. She had them brought over. Whether she went to Australia, I don't know. But the wee girl was brought from Australia round about 6 years old and was adopted into the Soutar family. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, Evelyn's dead, so I can't put you in touch with her. Yeah. Flora knew about it, but she was in the WAFs during the war. And she went back to Australia. Whether she married and went back or whether she went back before she married, I don't know.
When you were at school, did you know her just a little bit?
I knew her by sight. I knew her by name. We were never actually in exactly the same class. We were in the same year, but we were in different sections doing different things. And so I didn't have much contact with her. Mm-hmm. Mary was in more sections with her, and Flora was, but I was in a completely different lot. Mm-hmm.
Your cousin Mary, did she tell stories about Flora at all?
Mary?
Your cousin, did she talk about
Evelyn? Well, I first heard of Evelyn Soutar as a nameless person who had a poet for a brother. Now, that was before I came into Perth. I think maybe around about 8 or 9. And Mary and her brother were visiting us, and Mary said that there was a girl in her class who had a poet as a brother. And I didn't really believe her. I thought she was having me on. I think at that age, I thought poets were just in the past, like Roman soldiers and so on. You heard about them, but you didn't know it.
You never imagined they were real people.
Yeah, well, I knew they were people, but I didn't think that we produced people like that. I think that was it. But then it would be maybe a year or two later, Mary said that their teacher had been getting them to learn a poem which was by the brother of this person in her class, and that was wee Willie Waggletail.